Elections do make a difference, and I think it's fair to say that the 2006 election produced a clear agenda change in Washington. Some mid-level policy reversals, and we can argue about their significance and what was achieved and what wasn't. Certainly no immediate end to the war in Iraq, but ironically, Iraq has moved off the public agenda as the level of violence has receded over the last 6 months or so. We've seen increased congressional oversight of the executive, a strengthening of ethics standards and procedures, and a modest rebalancing of power between Congress and the White House. But if one is looking at the way in which Congress has operated, you can't help but be struck by the continuing ideological polarization between the parties and a continuation of institutional dynamics in the House and the Senate that I think have conveyed to the country a kind of ugly and destructive partisanship. The promises made by the new Republican majority and through the 1994 campaign and into 1995 were initially honored in good faith, but eventually gave way to a desire to utilize the possibilities of a majoritarian institution to centralize the process in ways that allowed them to deliver more easily on their substantive policy promises. That then accelerated when George Bush came to office and we had a unified Republican government. Democrats harshly criticized that departure from regular order, centralization of powers, diminishment of the role of committees, the activity on the floor, the use of conferences, and rightly so, and promised to change that. They too began with a good faith effort, but the dynamic of the permanent campaign, the intense partisan battle to either retain or gain control of the Congress shortly led them to follow the same practices, and there was little of regular order to be seen. And as the Congress wore on and the time frame was shorter, we saw more and more efforts to centralize the writing of law and to use every procedure possible to frustrate the efforts of the minority to stop it or to substantially amend those efforts. And